Now today, Meghan Markle, the Montecito Mona, has given yet another masterclass in victimisation disguised as a podcast, this time arguing that critics who call her difficult actually want to brand her something else. Listen.
In other words, I think what Robin's getting at and what these people are implying when they use that very charged word is that this woman, she's difficult. Which is really just a euphemism, or probably not even a euphemism. It's really a code word for the B word.
No. You were just difficult, Megyn. Very difficult. Someone who's thinking along the same lines, actually, is US superstar journalist Megyn Kelly, who went viral recently after delivering another blistering round of home truths for the Duchess of Woke, calling her out for claiming she had never researched Prince Harry prior to them dating.
For my age, it was JFK Jr. For her age, it was Prince Harry. Let's get real. There's always that eligible bachelor, and the Kennedys back when I was growing up were the closest thing we had to American royalty, even though we don't like royalty here. And so she was a liar. I mean, that's really what we're both saying. She lied about it. And my producer Kelly says, is it just me or is it so annoying how she always refers to him as my husband? It's not just you, Kelly. It is all of us. My husband. We get it. You bagged the gorilla.
Oh, Megyn Kelly, that was you in absolute top form. But what do you make of this today? This new rewriting of history. Anyone who described Meghan Markle as difficult, by the way, Megyn, that was like virtually every single person who worked with her here in the UK, was actually apparently calling her a bitch.
You know what? I wouldn't necessarily call her the B word, but I would definitely call her the C word. Clueless. She's utterly clueless. I am so sick of her tired, off-point, irrelevant musings about her non-problems. Let me give you some perspective, Dan, okay? She lives in the state of California, where they have approximately 160,000 homeless people. They have a homicide rate that has reached an all-time high in the past 15 years. They have fentanyl on nearly every street corner now where children walk, which used to be safe, but thanks to the illegal border crossings has now run rampant in her state. On a countrywide basis, we have people who cannot afford Thanksgiving turkeys. The cost of them has gone so high. They can't pay their gas and electric bills. They cannot buy gas. They cannot buy food the way they used to at the grocery store. And we are supposed to give a damn whether somebody's calling her the B word or difficult. And we don't. She doesn't get it. No one gives a damn about these non-problems. She should stop complaining and start showing some gratitude for what appears to be a very beautiful life about which she finds nothing to celebrate.
You're so right. You're so right. But what's most fascinating about it, Megyn, is this is someone who purports to be a humanitarian, someone who actually, and I know you think it's far-fetched, but genuinely believes that one day she will run for the Democratic nomination to be the president of the United States. But she doesn't talk about those issues that you point out are going on in California. She talks all about the problems of a multi-million-pound celebrity.
About herself. That's what drives me nuts about this woman.
She cares about.
That's it. She does have a big platform, and she could use it to shine a light on some of these problems. She won't do it because she's working out her own personal issues in a therapy session every week. They're all about her. The word diva, the word the B word, all the things that have been said about her, a tiger lady, the angry black woman, every single stereotype that she allegedly falls into, how aggression is bad. These are all the things that she thinks people think of her. And she's trying to go on a self-rehabilitation tour without realizing we don't care. Shut up. Stop talking about yourself. Show some humility and some gratitude. She is living in a mansion in Montecito. She married a prince. She's a beautiful woman. She appears to have had very loving parents who paid for her education, something she publicly denies in a lie. Her father, as you know, is on record that he paid for her college, but now she runs around trying to tell people she did it herself. Absolutely no gratitude, just complaints. All she wants to do is look at those people who can't pay their groceries and say, stop using the B word and stop saying difficult about women and don't call women aggressive, and don't call them bimbos. And well, shut up. We don't listen to you, and you haven't earned the right to make us listen to you. She says her friend says to her, well, you can't make everyone like you, but you can make people respect you. Well, have at it. Let's see something that might earn some of our respect. Why do you think we like Kate? Why do we like Will? Why do we like the Queen and not you? Because they worked for it. They got out there. They did the ribbon cuttings. They volunteered at homeless shelters and other places like that where she wouldn't deign to spend her time. We don't respect somebody who's been given enormous privilege time after time, only to complain about it, to backstab the people who gave her the opportunities, and then to hurt the little people who work for her. Character, one of the defining characteristics that shows you what someone's character is how they treat people who can do nothing for them. And that is why the palace bullying scandal actually does matter. And we are entitled to call her difficult or the B word or whatever the hell we want.
Well, yes, indeed. And I think actually, Megyn, the reason why your podcast, which was brilliant, went viral last week was because finally someone is calling her out for lying, because I'm sick of beating around the bush about the fact that Meghan Markle is a provable liar. We can prove it. So we shouldn't have to believe what she tells us in this podcast, given how many lies, and I will use that word again, she has told in the past.
Oh, my God. I mean, I've called her the Duchess of Duplicity. She, in like this podcast, wants us to believe that when she hears the B word, she breaks out in hives. No, she doesn't. That's a lie, too. There's like a lie a minute, Dan. Let me see. Let's try it. Let's do it live on the air. Show me. Okay, let's see it. It'll be a little experiment.
Where are your hives, Megyn? No, it's completely right. And I think that's the point. We are so used to all of these lies coming each week, but it is a case of diminishing returns now, isn't it? Because actually, who's listening to this podcast now? I forced myself, right, the first couple of weeks. I felt like it was important for me to listen to the whole thing, to understand it in context. No, I can't be bothered anymore. So actually, the world is switching off this podcast, and I think very soon Spotify is probably going to regret its massive investment.
It is the ultimate insult in woke ideology. Every week, a new lecture about a word she finds problematic that we are not allowed to use. Coincidentally, they all happen to be about her and have made her feel victimized in her Montecito mansion, which she finds totally unsuitable now because the $14 million property that Harry saw with the intertwining palm trees and said, my love, they're us, is now disgusting to them, right? That's another on her long list of problems. Yep. I agree with you. No sane person would be listening to this. This is only a media venture. And I think this will be season 1 and done of her Spotify podcast.